Well, the Governor General announced 78 new appointments to the Order of Canada yesterday, and it's considered one of Canada's highest honors and recognizes people for their outstanding contributions to this country. And Winnipeg artist Yisa Akinbolaji made that list. He's a Nigerian artist in Winnipeg and the chairman and coordinator for the Creative Foundation Incorporated. And he's been recognized for his innovations as an artist and membership to youth in mentorship, sorry, to youth in this province. Good morning, Isa.
Good morning, my friend Kerry. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. So first of all, congratulations. This is huge. So how do you feel when you first found out you're on this list?
Incidentally, it was such a very cold day that day when I got a call from the Governor General's office. That day feels a little warmer.
I can only imagine. Were you surprised? Did you know it was coming, or?
Well, I was actually surprised. I didn't know it was coming. There was a phone message that was left on my voicemail, and it says from Governor General's office, and I should call back. I wonder. I said, "That's far. That's in Ottawa."
I know. Do you think either I'm in trouble or I'm getting some kind of honor?
I was thinking, hey, perhaps I'm in trouble. But then I'm never getting myself into trouble. What kind of trouble would that be? Or perhaps it's the Prime Minister trying to appoint me as a minister? I'm just kidding. But it was actually a big surprise.
Oh, that's amazing. So you're being praised for your work mentoring young people through art. Can you just tell us a little bit about the work you do at the Creative Foundation?
Well, Creative Foundation, I established the organization in 1999. Prior to that, I just came to Canada, Winnipeg specifically, to learn how to use the computer. That was at Red River College. So I can return back to Nigeria, where I've practiced for so many years and when I have taught high school and university students. So upon getting here, interestingly, I had an exhibition, and immediately the Manitoba Society of Artists, they invited me to join the membership. And a year later, I was made the president. And I then thought, wow, it looks like guys love me here, And so 2 years later, I decided to establish the Creative Foundation, which is also an organization I started in Nigeria. So that was how it started, and it's been fun since then.
And you've stuck around here in Winnipeg since then?
Yes, I am stuck. I'm stuck, but I'm stuck for good, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy that you stayed. So how tell us about the kids that you work with. How old are they, and what does that kind of mentorship look like?
Sweet. Well, the children are from ages 7 through 14 years. And the idea of the Creative Foundation is to catch them when they are young, recognizing that most of their parents are busy about their businesses. Some are involved in 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. So I decided, we should spend time with the kids, help them with their homeworks, and then see how they can actually have a solid foundation, realizing that if a child does not have a solid academic foundation when they are young, they are not likely to do well in college or in the university. If at all they get there. So that's the idea of the Creative Foundation. We engage the children in arts, coding, as well as web design. But the mentoring is key. We provide the children with monthly calendars, which they have to check without the supervision of their parents, because we want to engage them in self-discipline and self-motivation, and it's been wonderful.
And tell us a little bit about the impact that this had on some of the kids. Are there some stories of kids that stand out to you, and where are they now?
Oh, it's really interesting. There's one young man who is now a plastic surgeon in America. And when I started this, I did not think that I would benefit from that. Few years ago, the young guy came to Winnipeg on a visit. I made a huge purchase of my artwork. That's an example.
Oh, really?
It was fun. And then another was a young guy who it's a technology guy based in Toronto. Specifically 4 years ago, was just 4 days to Christmas. He gave me a call and said he was coming to Winnipeg to purchase a painting. And I was thinking, this is a young guy that I've mentored. Of course, I expect them to be successful. I didn't realize that I could also benefit from that. So those are examples. And not only that, before I left Nigeria, as I've said, I initiated the Creative Foundation. In fact, all of them are successful men and gentlemen, ladies now. So that's essentially what I'm trying to multiply. Realizing that if I'm a millionaire or a billionaire, if I give half of my wealth to someone who doesn't know how to manage it, it's not as good if I can impact 50, 100, or 1,000 so that they can take care of the less privileged people in our society.
And why? So this is, like you say, you're helping people academically, but also there's this creative aspect to it as well. Why do you think that weaving in creativity, art, even things like coding, there's a creative aspect to that as well, design. What difference does that make for students? Having that, being able to get in touch with that creative side of themselves.
Well, you see, to be very honest, every human is creative to a certain extent. So every child wants to explore. So Creative Foundation, even as it says, essentially our intention is the academic foundation, even though it's called Creative Foundation. So it's the academic foundation of the children that we are trying to help them with. So when we talk about creativity, whether it's in the area of coding, art, which is part of what we teach of web design, we want the children, to pay attention to the importance of time management and then the freedom to express. Apart from what we teach them, we also engage the children in presentation. So initially, most of them don't feel comfortable to express in the front of others. We don't give them microphone. And when they hear their voice come from the speaker, they get a bit uncomfortable. But over time, they get used to it. Yeah. And then what that does, it prepares them, because what they are going to present about is what we teach them. And if they are not listening, then they are not likely to present well. So they pay attention in our classes, and then we ask them to use the principle of what we teach them in their school subjects, and they've been doing very well.
And a little bit about yourself. I mean, I'm curious, as a child, how did you kind of get in touch with that creative side of yourself?
Well, interestingly, before the Civil War in Nigeria, I kind of love nature. And I recall vividly when I was about 3-4 years, in those days we used to have good forestation around us. And for hours, I would stare at ants building hills, or I see birds flying and see them building nests. So I thought, well, if birds could build nests, I think I could do something. So then, since that time, I just love to play with different kind of things. I recall vividly when I was very young, ordinarily, instead of using a pencil, crayon, I love to use charcoal from my mother's firewood. So that is where I think I got my idea of invention or experimenting from.
And you see, I'm on your website right now looking at some of those paintings, and you could see that inspiration from nature in a lot of it. And it's really beautiful, these big, beautiful paintings you make.
Thank you, Cory.
And before I let you go here, last question for you. What does this, government in general's word, this Order of Canada, mean to you and the community in general?
Well, it means a lot to me, and I strongly feel that it's actually going to inspire the children and their parents more, because when they realized the person who is always with them on regular basis as their mentor, of course, I have other instructors and mentors that have co-opted into working with me. Getting this will make them realize that Canada values hard work. And for me, not only for the children, but at least for immigrants like me, I feel that if, and of course, I want people to realize that volunteerism should not be because of the award. It should come from the heart. So that's the point.
And that's very clear that it comes from the heart for you.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you, Cory.
Yes. Well, Yisa, thank you for joining us this morning, and Happy New Year.
Thank you for inviting me, my friend, and Happy New Year to you.
Yisa Akinbolaji is the chairman and coordinator for the Creative Foundation, and he has now been appointed to the Order of Canada.
Thank you for watching the CBC Manitoba YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For the latest breaking news and top stories, download the CBC News app.